What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. What's going on, the CTO advisor? How you doing? How you been? Man, I ain't been on Twitter so long, or X, I should say, in so long. It's on the place I kind of keep up with you at, or your podcast. I haven't seen no YouTube stuff lately. I don't know if you're still doing it, but welcome to the show. All right, let's give shout outs this morning. Coco, what's up? D, what's up? What's going on? How you doing? AKA Pete or Petit. I like to say Pete. One, what's going on? Long time no see. All right, and those of you that don't ever want to speak, that just stop by, browse, look, don't ever want to say anything, just peek your head in and see what's happening this week. A lot is happening. We're gonna get into it real quick. I'm gonna probably start off with some controversy real quick, but it's all right. It's gonna be okay. I promise you. I mean, trying to get my topics in order here so I can run them down, run them down. Yeah, that's fine there. Yeah, we'll talk about that. What that means. Yeah. Oh, gracious. I hope y'all got your pen and paper ready today. Hope you got your pen and paper ready today. Let me look at this. Yep. We can pull that on over to here. Somewhere in there. All right, let's go. Let's start off with some controversy. A couple of things this morning, and then I'll be ready. Let me get my stuff together here. All right. So first things first, let's get into this topic here. I saw it yesterday and it had me asking questions and so forth and so on. So President Trump proposes no taxes for people making 150,000 and below. And I asked a question about this when it came out, and I said, why the number 150? If everybody is screaming, especially in the black community, if everybody's screaming, you want these rich people that make 100,000, why is the number 150? Is 150 the new line of poverty? Is that what we're aiming at? What is this? How did they come to the number 150? If everybody isn't making 100,000, if we're saying like across the board, most people are making 70,000 to 80,000, and they come out with no taxes with under 150, how did they come up with the number? I don't know. Let's read the article and see if it gives us any insight. I have not read the article, but I have questions on why 150. Why not 100? Why not 90,000? Because 150 probably covers all of California and New York, right? Now I don't know if you all been keeping up with in California where they were saying I think it was 150. um do do what is it? I think it was 100,000 or 150 qualifies as, or maybe it might have been 118, 120, something like that. Qualifies as average income. Let me see, for California. So maybe that number is based on California. Um, and this was a while ago. Like you qualified for low income. Yep. So let me bring this over. Then I'll move it out my way. So I just wanted to do, in 2023, the average annual wage in California was 91,000. The median household income was 96,000. Now it was at one point in California, I think it was 118 qualified you as low income. It was 118 or 150 qualified you as low income. And this was 2 years ago. Let me see if I can find that article. Because again, how did you come up with 150? What does that mean? Yeah, so yeah, in 2023 in the Bay Area, a single person making 104,000 was considered low income in California. So I'm assuming this 150 covers the probably the inflation and so forth after that. So let's go. So the Trump administration latest tax policy quasi proposal announced by the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is the elimination of taxes for folks making less than 150,000 per year. This previous major tax initiative, the Tax Cuts Job Act of 2017, slashed the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21% and provided rate reductions across the board. But the closer examination reveals only who really won with the new policy: corporations and the wealthy. High income earners benefited massively, with the top 1% seeing a 2.2% increase in after tax income, while all the other taxpayers got some sort of relief in the form of larger reduction. Now I'm gonna say this: if they're saying, "Hey, no taxes for under 150 and under," what is going to increase? What is going to increase? And why are we talking about it, right? Let's not be fooled with the return to office, right? When we look at the return to office, we got to remember commercial real estate rules the United States and banks. So if I got empty commercial real estate if I got commercial real estate sitting empty and people not being able to make them payments, that means those banks collapse. That means commercial real estate collapse, and that's a trickle effect all the way down. So I got to make you come back to work. I got to make you sit in the office. I also got to give money back to the actual, if we really want to start talking about it, to the gas stations. I gotta the gas gotta make money, right? Gas gotta make money. And Meek, thank you for becoming a new member. I on here it don't tell me, so I don't know which type of member. Which type of member? A 200, 100,000, 300,000, 500,000. Either way you go, I appreciate you. The other piece to this is if commercial real estate goes and gas goes, then it's gonna be a trickle effect all the way down. So I got to keep that going, right? So don't get fooled by the turn to office, right? Again, how can I generate and fuel the economy, right? Okay, well we'll give them a tax relief so they can go buy some food, so they can go do X, Y, and Z. Remember, I showed you the numbers before. If you make 150,000, it's really take out after taxes and putting away money is about 70,000. It's really what you banking off of. So take that 70,000 and divide that by 12. That's your monthly income. You might as well go on and cut it in half. Save yourself the trouble. I'm being generous, right? All right. So um it raises obvious questions of who will be left shouldering the tax burden. The answer is either the middle class or no one. Both Social Security and Medicare will be shut down. Okay, so the answer is either the middle class or no one because both Social Security and Medicare goes away. All right. What does that mean if we get rid of Social Security and Medicare? Right? What does that mean when we get rid of Social Security and Medicare? So let's go to Chat GPT real quick. How many Americans collect Medicare? Let's go there. All right. 65 million Americans are enrolled in Medicare. 65 million are enrolled in Medicare. Um, how many collect Social Security? We'll just do Social Security. I was gonna do the acronym. 71 million Americans. 52 million retired workers collect Social Security, 9 million for disabled survivor benefits, 6 million, and supplementing Social Security income SSI recipients 7.5. And like correct, if he lowers the taxes if he lowers taxes, will goods and services be more expensive? They already are. But imagine what happens. Like there's a trickle effect of this. Is my point. All right. It says at first glance, Linton's proposal to eliminate taxes for those earning 150 sounds like a windfall for taxpayers. However, as with most tax policy, the devil is in the details. It's worth noting that most Americans in the income range pay more in payroll taxes than income taxes. Payroll taxes fund Social Security and Medicare. When Lutnick speaks of eliminating taxes on individuals making less than 150, one must assume that this includes both income taxes and payroll taxes, as the latter is the larger burden on individuals in the income range. It would make a little sense to assume his broad pronouncement of an elimination of taxes. He means only the lesser burden of the federal income tax. You can't fund Social Security and Medicare without taxpayers. The Trump administration truly intends to eliminate both income and payroll taxes from those earning 150,000 or less, and extend its TCJA tax cuts. We will be facing an essential crisis for the programs that working and retired Americans already rely on. If you eliminate Social Security, what is that? What the money that those people that have retired, where does that money go? Who's getting that? Are they gonna come up with some number and give them a lump sum back? How does that work? What's going on with that? They just had a tax. They just had a 2.5% Social Security tax increase, payment increase. I should say COLA increase. Social Security and Medicare are funded mostly through payroll. If you eliminate them for the vast majority of workers, you're not reforming these programs, you're eliminating them entirely. In 2023, payroll taxes generated 1.23 trillion, accounting roughly for 90% of Social Security revenues and a significant portion of Medicare's funding. Now, I'm not going to get deep dive into Medicare a lot, but I'm just gonna tell you this: there's two parts to Medicare. Medicare A and Medicare B. Let's pull it up for you. All right. Oh, it's four parts. Great. So Medicare is divided into four parts, but two core components. Yeah, A and B. Gotcha. So I'm great. A and B. So Medicare A covers inpatient hospital stays, skilled nursing facility care, hospice care, and some healthcare services. Don't ask me how I know. Those that know, I've been taking care of my mom. These are things you just find out. Here you go. Usually premium free for those who have worked and paid Medicare taxes for their last 10 years. Patients typically pay a deductible and co-insurance for hospital stays. Medicare B, which is your medical insurance, covers doctor visits, outpatient care, preventative care, medical equipment, and some home health care. It requires a monthly premium of $175. Now, patients pay a deductible and 20% co-insurance for most services after meeting the deductible. These two parts together form original Medicare, which provide basic healthcare coverage. People can choose additional coverage through Medicare Advantage Part C and prescription drugs, which is Part D. Right. So I've most of the time when I'm going taking my mom, they're just saying you got A or B, right? A or B. Now, what happens is if they eliminate this for those who have already paid into this, what does that mean for their care? If they eliminate Medicare, if they eliminate Social Security, what does that mean for those that have paid into it already? What because they paid money into that system. How do they get their money back out of that system? Do they give them a lump sum of that money? Because really, the inpatient hospital stays, the hospice care, all that comes out of what you put into your your medical care that is supposed to be covered, right? It says CTO advisor said, does this mean I don't have to pay taxes on my 150K earned that first earned that's what it sounds like. And said, and for married couples, does that mean we don't have to pay taxes on our first 300K? Could be. I don't know. Let's get back to the article. Let me see if they got any more information in here. The entire system is I guess predicated on their being workers paying in, and so that retirees and disabled can get paid out. Benefits do not continue in absence of ongoing payroll. Put differently, if you exempt enough income brackets from payroll taxes, you functionally deprive these programs of funding entirely. And what about the Gen Xers on down? We everybody you put into Medicare, FICA, you've already put money into the system. What does that mean for you as you put money into the system? Right? Do you get that money back? All right. TCGA cleaving off the upper income brackets for preferential treatment. Lupnit's quasi proposal suggests making less than 150 would not have to pay in. One of the three things would need to happen. First, massive and permanent deficit spending could be used to continue to pay out Social Security and Medicare benefits. Essentially, disabled and retired persons could continue to be provided with benefits through some issuance of more debt, which will be a tough political sell. Second, the benefits could be cut, or the retirement age could be raised, which they're pushing retirement age now to 70, raised to the point where Social Security and Medicare essentially become meaningless. There is an age threshold at which essentially no one would qualify for benefits, and the issue would be functionally resolved. You will be free to retire with full Social Security benefits 3 days after your 125th birthday. A third national consumption tax, like a value added tax or higher local taxes, could be implemented to make up the shortfall, shifting the burden back into the middle onto the middle class and essentially playing the shell game with economic incidents. There's no serious economic model in which you can eliminate payroll taxes for groups that are the most responsible for funding these entitlement programs without fundamentally dismantling those self-same programs. While Republicans have flirted with privatizing Social Security for years, this tax proposal may be the most aggressive backdoor attempt yet. Will the ultra wealthy pick up the slack? No, they never have, and TCJA wasn't intended to make them start. There's no reason to believe any policy broadly extending the TCJA will be any different. It says the TCJA slashed the corporate rate permanently, while individual tax cuts, those that had a modicum of a chance of benefiting middle class earners, were set to expire in 2025. This tells you exactly what these policies are designed to benefit: corporations and the ultra wealthy. So it says this benefit in the middle was set to expire in 2025. That's a new one. That's one of the old ones he had. He said this new plan will follow the same playbook: a proposal to eliminate income taxes for those earning 150,000 and less moves forward. It won't be the ultra wealthy making this; it will be the middle class. If your income is just a tick above 150, congratulations, you will now be the last significant tax bracket. To the extent Medicare receives funding from states, expect higher state and local taxes. Expect higher property taxes, and expect consumption taxes like sales and use taxes to cover the shortfall. The later, so you still gonna get hit with taxes somewhere. Somebody got to make up for it, right? Somebody got to make up for it. See, total. I'm reading your comments. You say you don't know if they thinking it through. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. If they eliminate Medicare for the wealth for those that have paid into it, let me say it that way. What do you do with them? How do they survive? How do they make it? What does that look like long term? And also, let's really be clear about it. Most people, and I think the average. Let's pull it up. I think it's uh I want to say it's 300,000 average um money needed for healthcare in retirement. I think I read it was like 300 or something like that. Yeah. So a retired American couple age 65 and older needs to cover healthcare expenses in retirement is 315,000, and that was in 2023. So they break it down. Break down a healthcare cost in retirement. These costs do not include long-term care and are based on Medicare coverage expenses. Medicare's B and D, remember B part and the D part. 4,500 to 6,000. Medicare Part B and D deductibles and copays. You still got, and Medicare does not cover your dental, your vision, and your hearing. You still need to cover that. And then also long term care is not included in this 315 $1,000 estimate. So again, uh you got to include basics like hearing tests, eyes, vision, the whole nine. When we're talking about, oh, we want to eliminate some things. Also, when we're talking about, well, what does Medicare actually cover, right? What does Medicare A actually cover? And what does Medicare B actually cover? It says factors affecting costs of chronic illness, the location as well. Original Medicare versus Medicare Advantage impacts costs, and living longer increases total expenses. Right, right. So when we talk about your HSAs right here, to help you with your medical in the long run, long-term life insurance and Medigap, right? What is Medigap? Let's answer that question. All right, Medigap is a Medicare supplement insurance. It's a private insurance that covers out-of-pocket costs not paid to the original Medicare. So deductibles, co-insurance, co-payments, excess charges, foreign travel emergency coverage. What does it look like? But it does not cover again, right? Again, right? So that's where you're at. All right. So next up on the list, Trump Social Security announces big changes for retirees, disability benefits, and VA recipients in March of 2025. So now we got some other stuff that we need to be looking at. So let's go ahead and blow this up some. In addition to COLA, the SSA has implemented another important modification. Let's see. Millions of retirees in the U.S. will receive a major Social Security increase this month, and then SNAP food stamp payments delayed. All right, the Social Security Administration has confirmed significant adjustments impacting retirees, disability beneficiaries, and veterans. The changes aim to mitigate the effects of inflation and ensure financial stability for more than 70 million Americans. And then it talks about COLA, which affects the amount of monthly checks. This modification responds to economic trends and rising costs of goods and services, ensuring the beneficiaries maintain their purchasing power. SSA has scheduled their first payment of the month for March the 12th of 2025, meaning millions of recipients will receive their adjusted checks by that date. All right, so you get another cost of living increase. Um, should have been hit your account on 2012. I mean, March 12th of 2025. It says the other changes, in addition to COLA, the SSA has implemented other important modifications. Increase in taxable earning cap, changes in full retirement, and higher maximum benefits. So why am I telling you this? Because these are things I think some of you that are millennials and some of you that are Gen Xers, you should be looking at these things for your current parents as well too, and just to know for your own self what is going on. So workers contributing to Social Security will see an increase in the amount of earnings subject to taxation. For 2025 is 176. Changes in retirement age going from 67 to 68, gradually increasing to 70. And retirees reaching full retirement age by 2025 will be eligible for an increased maximum benefit. The new monthly limit is expected to is expected to exceed 3,800, ensuring higher payouts to those who delay Social Security. And then it said who benefits from these changes and so forth. So just know that this is a change in your Social Security. All right, next up, let's talk about this. So I want to find out, because a lot of people are saying, hey, there are not jobs out here. People are facing layoffs and so forth. So I pulled this down. What are the top 10 cities for defense jobs, for DoD jobs? And I actually pulled I ran some stuff earlier. Let's talk about this, and then we're going to talk about those cities. All right, so I said, what are highest paying Linux DoD jobs? Like, just want to put it out there. I know what they are, but let's see what ChatGPT pulled back, and then we can kind of converse from there. All right. So we'll talk about those top 10 cities as well too in conjunction with this for DoD work. So Linux security engineer, averaging around 130 to 200K plus with certification and experience. Primary job is focused on securing Linux-based systems in classified and unclassified environments, often involving hardening, auditing, compliance, and DoD sticks and RMF. Skill set needed: Linux hardening, security tools, scripting, and SIEM. All right, DevSecOps engineers, 140 to 220. I'll say if we start putting senior staff and principal on these, the range could go much higher. Just wanted to point that out. Again, what does that look like? Things I talked about: Kubernetes, Docker, Ansible, Terraform, Linux security, CI/CD, all the things I talk about. Linux kernel debugging, understanding how to harden Linux distributions, understanding C++, understanding SE Linux. Um, but you can also go get your RHCE under this, and you can start focusing in on kernel development and so forth, embedded system and so forth. And when I say embedded systems, I'm talking about like with your smartwatch, your bolts, your phones, that type of thing. 150 to 250. Cloud security architect, Linux and DoD cloud, ranges from 160 to 230. Again, IO5, IO6, AWS cloud. AWS Gov Cloud, Azure Gov Cloud, Oracle Gov Cloud as well too. Cloud security, Linux security, same old, same old. Zero Trust Architect, 170 to 250. All right. Key cloak, vault, boundary. These are the things that you would be looking at. Understanding how to set up what is zero trust, how to set it up, what the benefits are, what are the pros, what are the cons, that type of scenario. So again, we're saying 170 to 250, 160 to 230, 150 to 250, and let's just go from the low end. We're talking about from 130 up until 250K plus for all the jobs is your range. And you won't go take the time to go get your RHCSA. You won't go take the time to get your RHCE, and you won't take the time to apply and learn, right? This is where we're at, right? We're all of one big community here learning together. All right, so why did I bring that one up? Because now, if you take that same thought process, It gave you a whole list of jobs. It told you a range. Now take that same thought process and go work in the top 10 cities for defense jobs. All right, so let's go down the list. I'm gonna skip over that intro and go. DC, live there. Yes. You can go from 130 to 250 in the area. Yes. Orlando, don't live there, but I know there is plenty of defense contracting in Orlando. St. Petersburg, Tampa, MacDill Air Force Base, SOCOM. Can you make 100,000 to 250 in the area? Yes. Huntsville, Alabama, with 50% more jobs posted on clearance jobs this year for Rocket City. This appears to be no limit for candidates in computer sciences and integration. Let me look and see what year was this put out here. This is 2011. Let's go see if we can find a later one. But I agree with these cities anyway. But hold on. Huntsville, yes. Dallas, yes. These places have not changed. Colorado Springs, yes. Tucson, yes. Phoenix, yes. San Diego, yes. And Los Angeles, I don't know about. But I'll be honest, I don't know about Los Angeles. I don't ever hear anybody saying we got to go to LA to do work. I always hear we got to go out to San Diego. I always hear we got to go out to Phoenix. I always hear we got to go to Colorado Springs. Now, let's take ourselves and let Chat GPT tell us. All right. All right. So we got DC, San Antonio. Yep. Huntsville, Colorado Springs, San Diego, Dayton, Ohio added to the list. Baltimore, Maryland, Tampa. When you're at Tampa, you're working with Sitcom and SOCOM. Back over here to this list, what got left off? Tucson was left off, but everything else is still pretty accurate. And this is from 2011 for military.com. And I just probably pulled the latest and greatest here for contracts. The cities that are listed here that I think you get paid the most are DC, and I would include Baltimore and Tampa, but I also would include not Colorado Springs, but Boulder in that area, right? In the Boulder area. All right. Let me see. Yep. All right. So one other thing let's talk about as well too. What the top DoD jobs and cities, and this is what everybody always want to know for cybersecurity. All right, top jobs: cybersecurity analyst, working on a blue team; threat intelligence analyst; red team pen tester; network security engineer; cloud security engineer; incident responder blue team; and cyber operations specialist working on both sides, offenses and defenses. The cities: DC, San Antonio, Fort Meade, right? Colorado Springs, Huntsville, Alabama. Don't sleep on Augusta. Don't sleep on Augusta. Um, but they're Army. Dayton, Ohio, Tampa, Augusta. Like I said. So now you got Linux and you got security. You pick, go back. You could take those cities, those same cities that I pulled up for Linux, and the same cities that I pulled up for security. Combine that list together, look at the commonality between that list, then go and from that list and pull out from that list of cities, go apply for jobs in that city. Centered around Linux, centered around security, right? So Now we could take this even one step further if we wanted to. Um, Let me go back up here and look at my prompt. And let's do this and say, um, please include salary ranges. All right, so now I'm just going to do the same thing and I'm just going to have it include salary ranges so you get an idea. So, salary 80 to 130, salary 95 to 145. Linux got y'all beat. 100 to 160, 90 to 150, 110 to 170, 95 to 150, and 120 to 180. And DoD red team roles can pay 200K plus. So now you have the top employers, NSA, cyber protection teams, MITRE, HII. I have no idea who that is. We have U.S. Cyber Command, FBI Cyber, Raytheon, the Air Force, Space Force, SIC, CACI. You have DISA, U.S. Army Cyber, Northrop Grumman. You have DISA, Parsons, and Mantech. You have MITRE, GD or GDIT, Cyber Command, and NSA. And then DoD agencies, defense contractors, Booz Allen and Lados, or BAH. Is usually what we say. Now, if I scroll back up here and look up here back on the, not this one, the first one that I did for Linux. Let me go grab this one. We already have ranges, right? What are the top? Not that one. Let's go back up here. This prompt here. And then we're going to take this prompt and we're going to do the same thing and say, please give salary ranges. Cities. And I already have cities. Please get salary ranges and companies. So I just do it again. All right. So it gave me two different responses here. So let's look at these responses in parallel. All right. It says top cities for DoD work using Linux with salaries and companies here and here. We'll just go down together. All right. Now you see that little twist that I did. You see how those ranges just changed from what they originally were. NSA, DoD, and this is like working. These are GS level jobs. Let's go back. I don't like these. I don't like these. I don't like these. Let's do this way and say as a contractor. No, much better. All right. So the reason why I twisted it up, I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's a difference in being a GS worker and then being a contractor. All right. Put a one in the chat if you're keeping up with what I'm talking about. I don't know, y'all kind of quiet today. I hope it's making sense. Put a one in the chat. All right. So Oh, can y'all hear me now? Oh, okay. All right. So, um, contractor. Usually, a contractor works with companies like, and this is gonna sound complicated, but let me do it this way. It's better for me to do it this way. Mm, Let me get out my text pad. Oh, we can keep this one out. That's okay. All right. So let's start here. All right. You got contractors. We're gonna say a lot of people like to refer them to aerospace companies, but I just call them contractors, right? So you have your Booz Allen Hamilton, you have your Northrop Grumman, you have your SAIC, your Lados, you have not ladies, come on now, Lados. You have Raytheon, and you have Boeing, right? And they all do work with the DoD or whatever agency, right? We're just speaking DoD right now. All right. Now, they're considered government contractors as well, right? You could go work directly for these companies. However, you can also be a contractor to these companies as well. Now, that changes the lens. So you could go work directly for those companies, and those companies have worked with said agency. And you can actually go work for the actual agency, which is your GS job. As a contractor coming in working for BAH, I'm working directly. I get my check from BAH. I go work for, but I may do work on an F-35 under an Air Force contract. My pay may be significantly higher than my GS job that's doing the same thing. They may be working on the same team and they may have a GS job and they're doing the same type of work. Benefits are different. They get their TSP, they get X, Y, and Z, hard to get them removed from jobs until Trump came in and said, here's retirement for all you GS workers, get up out of here, blah 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 blah. Right. Until then. Now, the other part of this is you could be a consultant, a contractor that works on a project at BAH that works on the Air Force project. But remember now, you're getting somebody got to get paid here, somebody got to get paid here, and then you got to get paid. So it may be cutting into your paycheck. But no, but note that even still, you may make more than the person that works at the actual company itself on that same project. So a good example would be, say you are a Linux sysadmin, and let's put you a senior, and let's say the job as a contractor coming in to BAH is paying 200K. Well, the company that is looking for me to work, all right, company filling position has to get paid. They're filling the position for Raytheon, who charges the government has to get paid. So I'm just trying to put things into perspective for you. If they offering you 200 or 250 or 300, imagine what they charging back to the government. So let's go ahead and put out the calculator. Let's do 200,000 divided by 12. Let me take that back. 200,000 divided by 2080. So your hourly rate is $96 an hour. They're probably charging, give or take, on it. It may be 1.5 to 2.5 times. So we can just go ahead and multiply that. I'll be nice and multiply by 1.5. So they may be charging the government 144. We'll do 96 times 2.5 to 240. So they may be charging the government $144 an hour to $240 an hour. So what does that mean? So 144 times 2080. That means they making 300,000 off of you a year on the low end. And what was the other one? 2080, 96, 2.5, 240. All right. So 240 an hour. So 240 an hour times 2080 to 500,000. So the company, let's go back, that needs you could be getting a range. Money, let me do it this way. Money making off of you could be 300,000 to 500K, and they offer you 200K. Right? Right? So then when y'all tell me about going for the money and whatnot, the company's already exploited you off the rip anyway. They already done took your milk and cookies anyway. Right? They already took your milk and cookies. What do you have left? You better ask for what you want up front. Stop getting tricked and waiting for, oh, we're gonna see how you work out in the probationary period. F that. Give me my money now. I may not like you in the probationary period. Shit. I may leave. I may be like, F this job. I don't even like y'all like this. You already, now imagine a company, right? Let me put it in perspective for you. Imagine a company that got 10 employees and they making, let's go with on the high end, making $500,000 off of employees. Right? So they're making 5 million on employees. Right? That's on employees alone. Now, there is a cost associated with being an employer. Is you got to set up, medical. You have to have so many members before you can even have a 401k. That's why you'll find some companies, they just offer a big salary, but they don't have no 401k to offer you because they new, and they don't have enough people. They don't have enough contracts to even talk about a 401k. Right? Those companies are like few and far between. When you find them, you can stay and cultivate the culture, and you can stay and build it and whatnot. But you got to be a little seasoned, a little guy, and you got to have patience because that company is the company you can stay and grow and put in policies and things that you see. But most of us can afford to be in a company like that because we got mouths to feed. I can't be in here with you and I ain't got no medical insurance and no 401k. Baby girl got a hearing infection. Baby girl got need a hearing aid. A little boy still sucking at his thumb and he 10. I gotta fix that. Like we just get shit we gotta do. I get it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all now. I'm giving you my experiences to get you 20 years ahead. Why do you want? I don't understand. If I'm giving you 20 years, why you want to go take 20 years to give? I'm giving it to you. I done got the bumps and bruises. I already done got the books thrown at me. I already done cussed out the co-workers. Why in the hell would you not want to take the shortcut so you can get to the money quicker? I'm just saying, right? So let's put it back into perspective. You really, you really are worth this. You're really worth the 300 to 500K. You are already generating that on your skill set already. You're already making that. Let's give you some context to that. When I do 300K divided by 12, you are already pulling in $25,000 a month. When I do the 500,000 and I divide that by 12, that's $42,000 a month. You are already generating 25 to $42,000 a month. And you want to argue with me about 100K that everybody can't make it? Trump already telling you, in my eye, the 150 is the new poverty line. That's what he's telling you. I'm gonna give y'all these taxes for free. I'm gonna give it to you for free. Do what you will. I'm telling you, they already making this on you. They're already making this money on you. 300 to 500K. Now, let's go back and let's tie it all together and put these things into perspective. Let me go back to Chat GPT. Well, I can go back to that list, but I'm scroll up to the cities. I'm gonna start at the top with the Linux ones. If they making 300 to 500K on you, if you made the 300 to 500K, do you think you can live in DC and Virginia? Do you think you can live in San Antonio, Huntsville, Colorado Springs, San Diego, Daytona, or Dayton, Dayton, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Tampa? Imagine you were making the 300 to 500K that they making on you, and you scared to go negotiate for 200,000? You scared to go negotiate for 100? You scared to go negotiate for 150? If they are making, if they can give you 100, go ahead and multiply that by 1.5 to 2.5. They're making that on you anyway. And let me be clear. They're making that on you anyway and then some because they got to give you a raise. They got to give you a sign-on bonus. They got to put in there for bonuses. Once this money gets once they get once the contract is signed, they already have bloated in their pay increases over time over the life of the contract. They already have included bonuses in there. They've already included time for you to go get education. All that is already included. You are the golden goose egg. You are the winner. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. We're gonna give you a cost of living increase and a $3,000 bonus. That's how much we appreciate you. That's how much we love the work that you do. That's how much we love to see you come in to work. So much so we got a return to work policy because we know if we don't return to work, that commercial real estate would crash, which caused the banks to crash. So much so we want you back out here in these streets. I want to see you on the corner pumping gas. I want to see you pulling up going to buy your $10 eggs. I love you so much. I'm gonna give you a tax break though. And eliminate Social Security and Medicare. Because I love you. I only do this because I love you. When you start learning about how the system works and you start learning about how your skill sets work, you, my friend, will be so powerful. But stop sitting back and letting people tell you that your skill sets and your money and your education don't matter. So much so, if your education didn't matter, why would I cut funding for you to go to college if your education didn't matter? If education don't matter, why we had a couple of years ago people paying $1 million for their children to go to school to get enter into college and to take the SAT form, to cheat form. Been scandal been going on for years, decades. Paying somebody $1 million for their kid, they know one smart. I know my kid dumb. I know my kid can't pass that shit. Take that test for my kids so they can get into what? The network. The network, the people, the building. Again, y'all gotta realize like every time you decide not to read something, you just setting yourself back. Every time you decide that you don't want to read that that form that they send to you for your medical insurance, for your benefits, for your sign-on bonus, for your job offer, for whatever, you're setting yourself back. Read the fine print. Know what you signing. Get a lawyer. Shit. Hell, run it through Chat GPT. Find something that'll read it to you. Y'all don't even have to read no more. God damn it. You can get something to read it to you. You can turn on what is it, your accessibility stuff on your laptops, and hell it'll read it to you. You can even slow it down. You can pick a voice. You won't even do that. Stop being simps. Stop being simps. Be winners. We trained assassins over here. I'm teaching y'all to be assassins. That's what I'm teaching. All right. So I think I made my point. You know the cities where they're being where they at. So much so I'm gonna pull things up for you. All right. Let's talk about it here. That's not that one right here. So Manassas, there's a data center being built out of Manassas for 190 million. 190 million. What does that mean? What does that mean? Right? So let me help y'all out. Let me show you how you can use it because I can only tell you so much. All right. So building a data center, what does it do in that area? Right? My prompt was how does building data centers in the area fuel the economy? I'm without reading through it, I can tell you. Not just the job creation, But the fact that people got to buy homes, when people buy homes, they need to eat, they need to sleep, they need gas, they need a bank, they need entertainment, they need daycare, they need sidewalks, they need all these other things. So we are fueling the economy around it. So let's go and see what they say. I'm telling you what I think. Let's go see what it says. Job creation. Building data center involves a variety of skills such as construction workers, electrical engineers, IT professional, network technicians, and so forth. Um, high skilled, um, high skilled and high paid jobs. Many positions require specialized skills such as knowledge of cloud computing, network security, power systems, which can result in higher paying long term jobs. Increased tax revenue. Data centers are typically large scale, high value assets. They contribute to the local economy by generating significant property taxes, which can be reinvested into the public infrastructure, schools, and services, increased in local business activity, the benefit from the demand for the materials, construction services, the logistics. The data center employees also contribute to the local economy by spending their wages on goods and services, attracting other tech companies. Data centers attract other tech companies and growth, infrastructure development, improved local infrastructure, energy and utility development, attracting and retaining talent, long-term economic benefits, stability, resilience, reinforcement of local tech ecosystem, attraction of additional investments, private sector, capitalists, private equity firms, and government and public sector investments. So key takeaways: we got investment in infrastructure, attracting talent, long-term stability, economic growth, and job creation. Now, let's go back to what I just talked about. Manassas. They're building $190 million $190 million data center out there. It's already crowded out there. Like they call it Manasty. It's already crowded in Manasty. They call it Manasty. Right around the corner from y'all your shopping and so forth, right? Centreville, right around the corner, right? It's already crowded out there. But now we got more data centers coming at it. At least y'all ain't got to drive to Stratford, which is crowded too. All right. Keep on telling y'all, don't count that man out. That man is crafty. I would love to sit down. He's one person I would like to interview. Oh, Larry. Larry. I work with a Larry. Yes, that is Virginia. Manasty is Virginia. Manassas is Virginia. If you ask anybody, like, oh, if you tell anybody, let me tell you how bougie people are in DC, Virginia area. Like, oh, I live in Manasty. I live in Manassas. They be like, oh, you live in Manasty. Ew. Oh my goodness. You live there? Oh, I'm from PG. I love that shit. I'm from PG. I live in PG. When I first got to DC, everybody was like, I don't know, because I live in PG. And I was like, what is that? What is PG? What does that mean you live in PG? Is that like, I know PG for a movie rating? You don't know what? I love it. You don't know what PG is? No, no. Look. In my head, this is what I'm saying. No, bitch. I don't know what PG is, and don't care. I don't know what. Yes, PG County, and I don't care. How about how? How about that? Oh, I love it. But just to put it, just to be nice, I'm gonna be nice. Stop being mean, Tim. Don't be so mean. Don't be so mean. PG County. Oh, let's see what ChatGPT said. Chat. What is special? What is PG County? No, let me do it this way. All right. Prince George County has a predominantly black population, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. 62.9% of the county's residents identify as black or African American. This percentage translates into approximately 579,309 individuals based on the company's estimated 920,000 population. The demographic trend has been considered consistent over the past years and so forth. All right. What is the average household income in PG County? All right. So, average household in Prince George's County in Maryland is 100,000, and back in 2023, this figure represents the middle point where half of the households earn more or less. It says Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis in 2023, the median household income was 97.2 homes, blah, 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 blah. So now let's go here. I always like to compare what is the average household income in Loudoun County. Y'all say it's unfair. So the average household in Loudoun County in Virginia is in 2022 was 147,000. It is one of the richest counties, if not the richest in the United States. But again, PG County versus this is why I always say when people talk about 100,000 to me, like that, you need that just to live in DC area. Like, have you seen the YouTubers talking about they live in DC and they make 100,000? They was like, man, we make 100,000 in DC, we struggling. People like, no, it's lifestyle. No, it's not. An apartment is an apartment, and I hate the apartments in the Virginia area, in the DC area. I hate the apartments with you got to park outside. You just pull up and you pick in. You got to pick somewhere to park, and then you got to walk all the way around the building to find. I want covered parking. I want heated up driveways. I want to walk downstairs to go to my local Starbucks and get my muffins that are free for me. I want valet trash. I want to take it out. I just want to put it outside. I want to be able to walk to my Amazon locker and get my packages. I want my packages left at my door. I want them secured in a locker. I want to be able to go outside because I didn't make it to the grocery store. And you got food trucks coming up to the apartment complex because I want to eat at a food truck. And you have different food trucks on different days. I want all of that. I want people to come to the apartment complex and wash cars because Thursday or Saturday is wash car day, and they come to wash the car as a complimentary service. I want it all. That's what I want. I want the apartment that I'm living in throw a barbecue special for us, and they ask you what you want to have and what you want to eat, and the people know you so well enough they set the plate aside for you and come knock on your door and make sure you got a plate. I want that. So what they do to that? That's what I had in Colorado. That's what I had. I had that in DC too. I do not want to pick. I do not want to. I do not want. I do not enjoy going outside with some gloves on to scrape snow particles and stuff off my windshield. I want to roll out like it's brand new. I'm looking at everybody as I drive, like, oh, he got snow all on his car. Tragedy. I'm just as crystal clear. I'm just sitting here, just rolling, rolling, rolling. You still trying to get it out. I don't want to do that. That's not my life. I don't want to get on the rails and with my little shovel trying to get the snow off so it don't hit the people as I drive. I don't want to do that. That's not my life. No. I want to roll down the street to the dealership and they know me at the dealership and I'm like my tire pressure is low in two of the tires. It's signaling here. Can you get that filled for me and while we're at it, can you just do a check for me? Yes, Miss Reed. We can. We'll take care of that. Do you need us to give you a complimentary car cuz we know you have meetings to get to? And we know you're pretty busy. We can just get you a complimentary car. We'll just go ahead and do a full check on that for you. We'll have it ready in another hour or two. But you go ahead and take this car, go to your meeting. We got you. That's what I want. That's my kind of living. Yes, no, we're snow shaming today. Yes. I do not want to go and meet my Uber driver or my dash driver at the front of the building where I gotta go from the 15th floor down to the first floor. They get lost coming in. I don't want that. I want you to be able to pull up. Yes, you found the right door. Just come up the hill, make the left first balcony on the left hand side. Please deliver there. Thank you. I'm not coming to look for you. Oh, and my favorite that I just really gets on my nerves at night. I do not want the people that can't speak English and can't follow directions delivering my food. So I know I need to order before 5 o'clock because Susan is going to follow directions. Matt is going to follow directions. He's going to come up the hill. He's going to call. They're going to follow directions. I don't want, listen, I understand. You coming over to a new country, you about to hit a lick on this Uber app, but I can't stand the fact that I can't understand you and I gotta go back and use Google Translate and you riding around circling the building. It's circling buildings, you all through the hallways. Yes, order your food before 5 o'clock. I'm a Uber snob after 5. In other places outside of the city of Atlanta, they are foreign and they do not speak English. I want an English speaker because I do not want to sit up here and try to translate. And I love it. I get it. You translating with somebody, they delivering your food to in the back. Literally, a guy delivered my food because he couldn't speak English. He literally left it at the front of the apartment complex on the ground. And I just happened to go walk outside. And I'm like, is that my food? I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Because he couldn't speak English. That's right. Food be cold as hell. They don't know what you talking about. They don't know what no, motherfucker, where my food at? Why you can't come why can't you translate with the directions? That's what I got a problem with. Be mad at me if you want to. I'm the one that got to tip you. I gotta tip you and you don't deliver my food to the right place. And I have to come outside. I gotta put my clothes on because it's cold as hell, and I gotta go outside and try to find you. You way over there about 9 buildings away. And that's another thing. I don't like a big apartment complexes. Give me quaint, small. I don't like a whole but I don't like searching around for parking. Call me a snob. That's what he said. The hell with this lady. I'm putting this food down. That's very demure. Correct. And and I want apartment complexes that are in an earshot to the highway, to food, and to the mall. So when I get off at my exit, I can go to the mall if I want to, or I can go pick out some food if I want to, or I can have something delivered that got good food in the area. And I don't want to wait 65 minutes for my food. Yeah, they translate that tip right. They translate that tip though. Shit. Mad rant over. I'm just saying, if y'all gonna be out here making money, make your money, but know how much people are making off of you. Know your worth. Know your skill set. Go live the life that you want to live. Put some money away for your retirement. I'm not telling you not to put money away from retirement, but I am also telling you enjoy life while you can. A lot of people be like, "Well, wait till you're 65." I don't know about you. This is was my thought process, but I didn't want to be 65 years old trying to buy a Porsche. I want to buy a Porsche now where I can get in and out of it, where I can drive it, where I can love it, where I can wash it myself, where I can enjoy life. I can enjoy the car meetups. Not saying I'm not going to enjoy the car meetups at 65, but hell, I may not make it. And that's real. All right. So your folks, I went through and pulled out what were the top gainers for the week. Now I'm gonna also pull up some other stuff. So here are the top, and if you look here, these two right here, D Wave and Rigetti, are quantum computer companies. And I think this was over the last 25 years or something like that. It was my search. Hold on, let me look and see. Oh no, I don't have it on there. It was a search I did. But anyway, if you go back, you can look and see their changes for these. And we're gonna talk about quantum a little bit, right? IONQ, another quantum. I'm surprised Peloton is still around. DocuSign, a silent killer. Nobody really pays close to DocuSign. Like I said, if you go look up AutoZone, nobody's been paying attention to AutoZone. DocuSign is another one. You guys should have been paying attention to MicroStrategy. But budget, Avis budget car group, and Crown Castle. I've been seeing a lot lately, right? So these were top gainers, right? Top gainers. So now Palantir sparks an AI frenzy when it's big teaser and big reveal. They had a big reveal yesterday. 15-second teaser signaling a potential breakthrough. The company is already enjoying a great day of its shares. The brief video showcased a series of symbolic images centered around the number 6, including the logo, the Palantir logo, a 4-pointed star, its AIP logo, and a hourglass. The visuals then shifted to a clock from 5 to encircle. So let's look at it. Let me see. Can I see it? He always be looking crazy. I don't want to sign in. I just want to see the joint. All right, that's it right there. Okay, that was it. Let me see. They didn't say what it was. I guess we'll probably find out on Monday. Should have been out, but I haven't seen nobody say anything else about it. I'll go do some digging on that one. So watch out for Palantir if you guys are not following it. So Peter Thiel back Palantir plots AI tech for banks. So they're going into banking now. Probably setting up mission manager for the banks. D, that's probably what's next is mission manager for the banks. Get y'all some Palantir stock. I bought in when it was $10. All right. Quantum stocks just ripped. Why is this just the beginning? A major breakthrough is fueling quantum stocks. I've been talking about quantum for years. Here's why the rally is far from over. D wave breakthroughs. You saw that. I showed that to you on up here. D wave and Rigetti, right? Um, Nvidia, Google, Amazon are making rapid advancements in quantum computing. Nvidia's Q Day event on March the 20th. Remember, Q Day, Quantum Day, on March the 20th. Investors will have time to position themselves before Quantum's Chat GPT moment. First of all, I want to thank all the folks who joined the next 50 Nvidia call special summit earlier today. So Nvidia had a day. We covered a lot of ground. I wonder if you can get a listening to it there. Uh, Next up is Q Day, Quantum Day event. Revolutionary shift in quantum computing will bring to AI. The single stock, I believe, could deliver a 50x return like Nvidia did once an AI revolution took off. Right? So looking at D Wave and Rigetti. Hold on. So D Wave and Rigetti. All right. I'm just giving you a head up. Palantir, D Wave, Rigetti. Put them on your watch list for this week. Watch those stocks. You can you can buy slices into those stocks if you want to. You don't have to go buy a whole share. You can just buy $5 so you can go get in the ETF. There is a quantum computing ETF out there, so you can go dive into that if you want to. Right? All right. Oh yeah, this is it right here. Here's the Nvidia call. All right, I'll listen to that later. Get off of that. All right. China achieves quantum supremacy, claiming they claim with a new chip, 1 quadrillion times faster than the most powerful supercomputing. So they said the new superconducting prototype quantum processor achieved benchmarking results to rival Google's new Willow QPU. We at war, and we're at war with research. Quantum and AI research are money makers. They're money makers from the perspective of not just defense contracting, but across the world and across military and across energy and on top of that, across fintech. Don't forget that fintech has a play when we're talking about quantum and AI. All right. Let me see what my other one at. Is this one? No, yep, Manassas. I'm making sure I got all the other stuff. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Larry Ellison just reported 130 billion in future contracts, which doesn't include a single transaction to Stargate. Let's see, what is he talking about? Blah 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 blah. The announcement came amid a bloodbath in the stock market, turbocharged with losses with tech and AI. So for Oracle stock was down, upbeat, blah blah blah. Okay, the 100 Oracle's RPO grew 63% to 130 this week. Blah blah. All right, so the future contract does not include Stargate, a massive $500 billion project. SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son is chairing in a partnership with OpenAI, Oracle, Nvidia, and Microsoft. Secret sauce, blah blah blah. Just to watch, like I say, watch Larry. He be on the back end. Y'all should put Oracle on your watch list too. There's another data center being proposed in LaGrange, Georgia. Is several large scale data centers that have been proposed in the metro Atlanta area. If you don't believe in buying the land, you should buy the land and let somebody buy you out. As obscure as it may sound, Elon Musk, X AI buys 1 million square foot for its Memphis data center. So each spends 80 million on 3 land parcels. So we have a 1 million square foot data center going into Memphis. Now, I also want to bring this up, and I spoke about this before. All right. All right. When it comes to like Atlanta, Memphis, Conyers, Manassas, I just want to keep in mind, just kind of want to put some things into perspective. Why are they always building data centers in the out parcels of locations where predominantly black people live? I said it before. You don't ever hear that Apple or Google or Meta or some billion-dollar company is moving into a black owned area, because now you would have skill set to worry about, right? You always commute to the area. It's never in the area in which you live. But you will get a data center. You will get things like that. I'm just pointing out some things that y'all just need to be mindful of. And you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, right? All right. So Elon Musk puts a data center in Memphis. Not to say Memphis is all black. I'm just stating we don't hear Elon Musk is moving his headquarters to Memphis. Like, you don't hear that. I'm just pointing out. All right. I was devastated. San Antonio awards a $98 million contract to a company that illegally auctioned off hundreds of active duty military cars. They got $98 million. Did you know about this type of contracting? Let's talk about it. Eyebrows are being raised following the report that San Antonio, also known as Military City, awarded a multi-million-dollar contract to a company that previously was linked to an unlawful sale of vehicles belonging to active duty military members. Now, years after paying a hefty settlement, the city has granted vehicle management a 10-year, $98 million contract to help run one of his impound lots again. Former Air Force Staff Sergeant Paula Rangel was one of the I guess compliance or was it not compliance complainers will say that in the vehicle auction case. So again, when we're talking about government contracting, there are people that will actually go out and set up contracts to buy cars for, or allow military active duty military to buy cars from them. it started with the payday loans. The payday loans were all around the military bases, and I think they all got sued. Let me see. Yeah. So those payday loans, yeah, lawsuit over alleged military lending act. Yeah. A payday Are payday loans regulated by military lending? The Military Lending Act offers protection against active duty because the rates were so high. Like the rates were so high, they were like 36%. I can only say from experience, not of my own experience, not a fault of my own, that it was highway robbery. Yeah. See, CFB says it will proceed with another military lending suit. Yep. The cash advance, where you end up paying back what, if you borrowed $1,500, you end up paying back 1,500 plus whatever percentage that is. So you can get a payday loan on it. And some people were doing it religiously. Monix Corner got Google data center. None of us work there. I know of. Our politicians tell us it's because those locations don't support Whole Foods, etc. Types of eateries upscale shopper. Oh yeah, there is a uh there is a level, like we found out, like you had to have a certain income level for before Chick-fil-A will move into your area. Let me see if Chat GPT you found it. All right. So it said Chick-fil-A prefers to move to areas with higher average income households, typically in the range of 50,000 to 100,000. So if you don't have a Chick-fil-A down your street, that means that in your general area, most people are not making have most the average household income is not 50,000 to 100,000. Plus, it has a high population density and high foot traffic. So keep that in mind when you're like why isn't there a Chick-fil-A down the street from me? That's why. Let's see. Let's ask the same thing about Chipotle. I spelled that right? No, I think I spelled it wrong. So Chipotle is from 50 to 90,000. So imagine you not having a Chipotle in your area. This is why. So then you got to ask yourself, what's the income level in your area? The household income in your area. All right, we talked about that. We talked about the quantum. That was the video I need to go watch. More quantum. I'll get back to that. Elon, 98 million. We know about that. Around the time of the settlement, the broadcaster said it reported the company had auctioned off 67 civilian vehicles without required notifications. Mm-mm-mm. All right, cybercrime. No, I'm going down my list. That didn't pull what I wanted it to pull. All right, Redfin, rocket companies to acquire Redfin for 1.75 billion. I don't know if y'all saw that. Redfin is being acquired for 1.75 billion. What's the value in Redfin? The data, the people, maybe even some of the technology, right? Redfin is being acquired in an all stock transaction that values the real estate listing platform at 1.75 billion. Acquiring company is Rocket Companies, a Detroit, Michigan based finance and real estate holding firm that owns various brands from Rocket Mortgage to Rocket Money to Rocket Loans. The combined entity will essentially pool the two companies' prospective strengths in home search and services and finances. Rocket and Redfin's approach to lending and brokerage service have always been two halves of one vision to make a whole home buying process magical. Right? So they're acquiring them for 1.75 billion. How many employees does Redfin have? 4,000, over 4,000 employees. Are they publicly traded? Yep. So Redfin is out there at $15 a share. So let's go to Yahoo Finance. Oh, we can go Google Finance. And let's look at Redfin. $10.70. You think they're gonna shoot up with being acquired? You may want to watch them since they're being acquired. Let me see if Rocket Rocket Companies. Yep. So this is the one. They're at $14 a share. $14.87 a share. So with the combination of them, I'm assuming they said it's all stock exchange. They bought them in all stock. So watch out for Rocket. See if they start making a play, going after Zillow. They may just start consuming people. All right, that's Doge. Let me look and see what else. All right, so I'm gonna tell you why I thought this was interesting. Space Force to stand up Guardian recruiting squadron with mandate for new mindset. The Space Force is establishing its first Guardian recruiters as the service seeks to take greater ownership of its force from day one. Military to officials told Air Force Forces magazine. I'm gonna tell you why I thought this was important. Because as we continue, yeah, that's HP cutting jobs. Uh, where is it at? I lost it. I'll try to find it. As we continue, we're gonna see, and it's already a couple of articles out there. More people coming out of the cloud and going back to the on-prem solutions. And I'm telling you this from a perspective of someone who's working on projects that are a little doing both for hybrid, but there are more and more people looking to come back to the on-prem solution. Let me see. Mm, mm, mm. Let me type this in. Mm, and I'll share my screen. And I say the last 5 years. And then let's share the screen. All right. So I said, what percentage of companies are moving from the cloud to on-prem in the last 5 years? Over the last 5 years, a notable number of organizations have transitioned some of their workloads from the cloud to back to on-prem. A practice known as cloud, I guess, repatriation. Estimates regarding the extent of this shift vary. In 2022, Uptime Institute surveyed that 33% have permanently moved from the cloud providers to co-location facilities or on-prem data centers. In 2024, a study by Cistrix, a business unit of Cloud Software Group, reported 42% of U.S. organizations are considering or have already moved at least half of their cloud-based workloads back to on-prem. And in 2024, cloud report by Cloud Zero indicated only 5% organizations plan to switch back to on-prem. But I'm telling you, I see more than 5%. But a lot of that is around government, public sector. It may not be true in the private sector, right? It may not be true in the private sector. Hold on, let me look. All right, yep. And then who is moving what type of workloads are moving on-prem, right? So you need to ask yourself, what does that mean? What type of workloads? When I say what type of workloads, meaning is it data centric? Is it backups? Is it dealing again, like you say, for OpenStack, OpenShift, people making the move off of VMware and moving over to OpenShift, moving over to a more, I guess, a flexibility solution and a less costly solution. What does that look like, right? Um, let's look and see if we can find um, workloads moving from VMware to OpenShift. And Red Hat probably got a whole list of stuff that can give you as people are migrating from vSphere back into OpenShift. Again, as people are migrating out of the cloud and moving their stuff into um, a an open source community where some things are free, but there's an overhead when we talk about this. There's an overhead to OpenStack. There's an overhead to OpenShift. Um, what are the percentage of companies leaving VMware? All right, so it says revealed that 51.9% of VMware customers are considering leaving the platform. 48.7% are exploring alternative cloud providers, and 44.9% are shifting to open source solutions, right? 51.9%, that's a lot. That's a lot to bankrupt a company. That's a lot. Um, what alternatives are people considering when leaving VMware workloads? All right. So if they're leaving VMware workloads, public cloud, of course, open source versions. I don't know too many people that are gonna run their company on Proxmox. I'm just telling you now. I don't know nobody gonna have that stuff on Proxmox. But Nutanix, VX Rails, Bare Metal, UCS, Oracle, Bare Metal Cloud. But here is your OpenStack, your Cloud Bolt, your Cloud Stack, um, some alternatives, ABS, Azure, VMware solution, Azure, and then VMware on cloud, service providers, and so forth, right? Now you can say, what key role does OpenShift play with companies leaving VMware? right? So again, playing that key role, understanding the CS really is stacking the box if you want to look at it like that. That's what you're gonna get with OpenShift. But I'm pointing this out to you because going back to that conversation that we had right here, company filling positions, what Raytheon charges or whatnot. Someone understanding OpenShift can easily get paid 2 to 300,000. And like I said, if they're offering you 2 to 300, you got to remember they got to make money to send you 300 to 500 off of you, right? I don't know. I don't know too many people that run enterprises off of let me say it this way. I know people that run like hosting companies that use Proxmox, but I don't know anybody in a professional setting using Proxmox for for their to build out their infrastructure. Uh, yeah, I don't know too many people using that, but I'm just trying to show you here where one we covered a spectrum of topics, right? From Linux to quantum to DoD to cities, the whole nine, lifestyle, everything. However, understanding all those things, you need to understand how much you're worth. How much can you make on you as a consultant, as a contractor, as on the job, W-2, 1099, whatever the case may be. You need to understand those things, right? And if you don't start looking at it from that way, people gonna always make the most money off of you than you. People will always make more money off of you than you would. And so you got to figure out what's the solution to for them not to make as much money off of you as well, right? Or for you to make as much money as you can so you can do what you want to then make the most money off of yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with getting experience. There's nothing wrong with getting used to how people communicate and work and so forth. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, you got to be ready and you got to uh be constantly being strategic and looking around and seeing where the actual money is flowing. And I hope you got a chance to look and see where the money was flowing today and understand like what's going on and what's happening to you, what's happening out there in the streets, right? And how these things can affect you, right? So be on the lookout on what Trump is going to do with the 150,000, the Medicare, the Social Security, what it's going to look like for you as you continue to grow in this space and working in tech and transitioning. What does that look like for you in the future? What does it look like for your kids? What does it look like for those that are entering the workforce now? Right? I showed you the cities where they're where we know DoD is going to forever live. This has not changed since 2011. I showed you the list from 2011. I showed you the list from recently. Those areas are going to always make money. The budget for DoD is 1 trillion. The budget for this year was 850. You know what skill sets they're looking for. You know what it is. All right. Y'all be safe. And I'm out.